Nerd Morning, everyone. My name is Jeremy, and this is the Nerd Morning Show, a place where we celebrate nerd culture by talking about things like books, movies, video games, manga, and more. And today we're talking about Attack on Titan and the best way to collect this manga series. There are several different print iterations, and each of them come with some pros and cons. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff so you know which series version you should be collecting. So let's dive right in. This is the main standard version of the manga series. It comes with this tan spine. Honestly, as spines go, it's not like the prettiest spine, but one of the things that's really nice about this version is that it's all really consistent. Some other manga series have multicolors in their different printings. This one is really consistent that way, so they look really good together on the shelf. They come with pretty cool covers. Of course, these are black and white, as most of the series are, and though you can get it at different prices at different places, the list price of it right there is $10.99 US. So that's this one, and it's kind of the standard. If you're looking to be able to complete your series and make it all look the same and consistent on your bookshelf, this is an easy choice because it's accessible to find and you're going to be able to get them all matching. And that's a really good plus for this version. Also, if you enjoy that spine, that's what you look like on the shelves. And so that's an important aspect to think about and consider as well. So this one is kind of like my standard base, and I'm going to either be judging things that this is better than or worse than for this, because this one is the most common that you're going to find. The next one that I think is really meaningful in this collection of ways to get these Attack on Titan comics is the Omnibus version. This version has a really cool cover. This is actually kind of textured. You can see if you open up on the inside that it has been pressed. And so that way it has a really cool front finish. And that's one of the things that this edition does that's really, really awesome. And that's something that if you want to have something with a little extra flair, this is really nice. Another big thing is that these look fantastic on the bookshelves. With this, they're 3-in-1, and they do list them. So this one has volumes 4, 5, and 6. And with the gray, I think it's a little bit of a cleaner, nicer look on the bookshelf than the tan. That's just my personal preference. Do what you vibe with the most, obviously. One of the other big advantages of this is the price point. Now, again, their prices, depending on where you pick up the book, may vary, but on the US list price, it's $19.99. So essentially, you're buying this for just slightly under what you would be paying if you were buying 2 volumes. So if you're looking for the cheapest option of how to collect these, this is the cheapest one. They're also really a good print size. It's similar to the print version here. It's slightly bigger, slightly taller, and it is slightly wider as well. So the pages here are a little bit bigger, and that I think is a little bit nicer, and I like that about this version. There's not really a lot of downsides for this. It's one of the best ways to collect it. And I find this one to be really ideal. I do not believe they have all of the series printed in the Omnibus versions yet. I think they're currently working to produce these. So a downside of this is you might not be able to get your whole series in this until they finish printing all of those. And they've been putting them out, I believe, over a couple months. So maybe after this has been out for a while, this video, maybe you'll be able to get that and there'll be no problem. But as of right now, this is a harder way to complete your series and have them all look exactly the same. But if we're going by price, this is the absolute #1 winner. The Omnibus versions are the cheapest, and I think they look really good on the bookshelf. Now this one is a little bit more of a expensive version. It comes in this box. and it is the Attack on Titan Special Edition. Now, what's really cool about this one is that if you are an anime fan, it comes with a DVD of an episode of this show. One of the things that I think is a downside is that you can't really get the whole series by collecting the Special Edition mangas. So you're probably going to be wanting to get the anime in a standard way anyways, and so that's kind of like a cool thing, but I don't know, maybe it doesn't have everything that you're looking for. What it does have is it has this beautiful version of the Attack on Titan series. This is really, really gorgeous. It has special art on a dust jacket that also comes with a black spine, which looks so good. Honestly, my favorite spine that we have in these collections. And then a really gorgeous back. So that actually is the dust jacket. Man, I'm struggling with that word. And you can actually open it out and you get the more standard book inside. Now this one is noted that it is the special edition, so there is a slight distinction in the book itself in how it's printed and the copyright and that kind of stuff. But essentially, this is a carbon copy of what you'd be getting with the regular version. Now, putting these side by side with the standard version, we get that black. Again, I just really love how that looks on that spine. They're the same size, same dimension, but what you do get with this in this box is you get both of these. The price point, this is probably the least cost-effective way of collecting this series. It is $19.99 US on its listed price here on the box. So again, that price may shift and change depending on where you buy it and what sales or deals they do. But that is that one. I think it is an absolute gorgeous version of it with the specialty covers that just look so good, and the spine. A dust jacket is really a wonderful thing to have, I think, as well. I just really, really resonate with that as a collector. And that is something special about that. I think that if you're trying to collect him, that one's going to be a little bit harder to complete as well. I believe there is that for all of them, so you could complete your series with the special editions, but it's going to be a lot more expensive to do so. This one is one I had to add into the list, even though you cannot be getting the complete series in this. This is the Best of Attack on Titan in color, volume 1. Now, this was not the most ideal way to collect it if you're initially collecting. I would say this is more like a ultra fan type of thing, because this is the episodes that they have it. And rather than calling them chapters, they call them episodes in the book series. And so this one has 46, 81, 69, 126, and so on. So this is jumping around. But what you do get in this version that you don't get in other versions is you get the full colors, and that is really awesome to see this, because I collect a lot of traditional comics, and so I guess I'm like a little spoiled, and getting full color art is something I'm like used to, and going through manga series, that's something you generally speaking don't get. And so getting to read some of these stories in this version of having full color is extremely satisfying. This book comes with a gorgeous spine. It's hardcover, and that also makes it extremely durable, very high quality. It comes at a price point that's listed at $24.99. So it is definitely by far the most expensive book we've seen so far. And for the amount of story you get here per page, you're spending the most here than on any other book. This last one is the Colossal Edition, and this book is big. And this book is pretty thick as well. But honestly, because they use a different type of paper, it's a nice, thin, high-quality paper, they're able to fit in a lot of this. This one here has volumes 21 through 25, so it has 5 volumes. And if we look at that, that's the size here. So it's really like the size of like maybe 2, maybe 3 volumes. It's the same thickness as the Omnibus that has only 3. And so the printing paper is very, very different. And so I really like the quality and experience of that. This is a big, heavy book. And so when you're reading it, it's sitting on your lap. It's a lot more heavy. And I think that just like turning the pages, the Omnibus or the standard edition is a little bit better of a reading experience, and how it sits on your lap and that kind of thing. But having these massive pages and having it printed in this size is honestly amazing. And looking at it, you can see the detail. That is so, so cool. And these things are boss on the shelf. It has this orange looking spine. Again, I'm not like the biggest fan of orange spines, but they look really good on the shelf altogether, and this is a fantastic addition for that. These also are one of the more reasonable ones when it comes to cost. The list price for this is $49.99, and again, that's 5 volumes. 1 volume is $10.99, which means this is $5 cheaper buying one of these than it is buying 5 versions of those volumes individually. And so this is slightly cheaper than getting each of them individually, but you do have to put up all that cost all at once to get the 5 volumes. So that is a trade-off that way. I honestly love this version for so many reasons. It is a heavy book, and it's harder to read that way, but the pages are so gorgeous, and it's really cost-effective. So this is definitely a good pick. I'm going to say probably my all-time recommendation version is the Omnibus versions, and I'm really hoping they get all of them out and you can get the whole series that way, because this is my favorite book on its own. I think if I were to recommend you to pick up so you could have all of them matching all the same, I'd probably go with the Colossal Edition, because they're just such a good book, and it is slightly cheaper. But ultimately, all of these versions have their pros and cons, and so you can be picking up these to enjoy in any way that fits you. Like, there's no wrong way to collect. This is the standard version, and it's sold so frequently that it's the most accessible. Again, that is a great way to collect, and actually most of my Attack on Titan collection is like this. So that is totally a good way to do as well. Hopefully this gives you some ideas, lets you know some of the pros and cons of the different versions, and helps you be able to maneuver which one you want to be starting to collect for your Attack on Titan volume collection. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts and other ideas you have about collecting Attack on Titan. Put those in the comment section. I would love to hear your ideas. Thank you so much for watching. You can join me on my other platforms as well. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, etc. I'll catch you guys there in all those places as well. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you guys next time.